Okay, so when it comes to revenue opportunities, your primary driver of revenue is wish lists, right? You get someone to wish list your game, and then you eventually sell the game, and you bring in $80,000, for example, for Will You Snail, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what about like ad revenue for YouTube? Is that valuable to you at all?
It is valuable, but I actually spend more on video editing than the videos make an ad revenue. So I'm operating the YouTube channel at a loss.
So I'm assuming it's something like $1,500 a month?
YouTube usually for me is around 500 to 800 per month.
And that seems about right. For me this year, I've just been pushing content so much that mine went up to about $1,500 a month. But generally though, point is, it's not a lot of money, right? Especially when you have an editor that you're paying. It's not going to support you full time. And so what I've learned is that game developers who are doing YouTube, they need to be thinking of other ways to bring in income if they want to do it full time. You can't just live off ad revenue from YouTube,
Yeah, that is very true.
So, how do you get wish lists on Steam, and how many should game developers be aiming for to bring in, let's say, a full time salary like $80,000 for the year?
I think the rule of thumb has been that you shouldn't launch a game before you reach 10,000 wish lists. I feel like everybody I know in the industry has that as a rough number in mind. Don't launch a game before you have 10K wish lists. And yeah, of course, YouTube is one way to get there, but you have to keep in mind that there are many, many other ways to get there as well. For our first indie game, Islanders, my YouTube channel was super small back then. I probably had below 10,000 subscribers, probably not even close to that. And we just launched an appealing game, and it did really well. I didn't need a YouTube channel. You don't need a YouTube channel to successfully publish a game. You can make a game that performs really well without a YouTube channel. That just gotta be said, because I don't want anybody thinking like, I have to make a YouTube channel or I'll be at a huge disadvantage. That's not how things work. This is like a strategy game, and it's a really good, well-balanced strategy games where there are plenty of different strategies to kind of get to your goal. Okay.
So what are you doing specifically in your videos to get people to wishlist the game? Are you being humorous about it? Are you, like, Danny's very humorous about it. He'll like throw in a quick like salesy wishlist my game, and he's kind of angry about it, and then he jumps to something that's more playful. Or are you precise about it? Are you doing it in the first minute? Like, what's your strategy?
Probably doing it towards the end of the video, but not completely at the end. So I would say after 60-70% of the video, I usually have a short call to action section where I show off one of my games and I'm like, hey, play this.
Right.
Wishlist this.
Okay. And do you show them exactly how to wishlist? Like, you show a visual of them wishlisting it?
Yeah, we usually do that. But also, if somebody isn't really familiar with Steam and doesn't know how that works, they're probably not gonna wishlist anyway. So you can help that. You can help that a little bit, of course. But somebody who doesn't know Steam, when you tell those people to wishlist, they're just like, wait, does that cost money? What am I signing up for? No, I'm not going to do that. So you're just targeting Steam users with the request to wishlist anyway. So published the Steam page for our new game Thronefall recently, and just out of the gate, it instantly got like 4,000 wishlists, which is
wow.
We'll take it,
Yeah, dude. That's great. Was that from the devlog?
That was from the probably 95% from the devlog. So
gotcha. So how many wishlists did you have for Will You Snail? And again, to remind my audience, that game made about $80,000, or you netted $80,000 from that game.
I don't know the exact number, but it was over 20,000 wishlists for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And that was true of my game Neversong as well. Mm-hmm. So Neversong, and this, I believe the wishlist came from like just the trailer, right, on YouTube. I don't even think I really utilized my audience. To be completely frank with everybody, I haven't utilized my YouTube audience to secure wish lists. That's not really my revenue model. My revenue model is resources for developers. It's not really selling the games. And that's why I find this conversation really interesting, because you utilize your channel in a different way than I do. But all that said, Neversong had about 25,000 wish lists on Steam. And it's brought in over $200,000 just on Steam. But that's over the course of like 2 years. Right? And so, just as a reminder to people listening, Jonas isn't just going to make $80,000, right? You're going to keep bringing in revenue for probably 3 years total. I think that's probably going to be the lifetime, and then it'll probably dip down after that.
If you're interested in the exact numbers, I'll look them up for you.
Yeah, I am. I think it's valuable, because if this is what's crazy, if anyone listening has a decent game, and they can secure, if they can figure out a way to secure over 20,000 wish lists, then they can kind of expect similar numbers. The big variable is your game actually good?
Also, how much does your game cost?
So it's really hard to give. What
are the reviews of your game gonna be? Because if you have a lot of wish lists, but then you get really horrible wish lists at launch, that's not gonna fly either.
I know it's certainly an equation, right? It's an equation of utilizing YouTube to bring in wish lists, and then following through with your promise, to use your language, following through with your promise to actually make a great game, right? But I think I recommend over like 16,000, I think is what I recommend. Anything over 16,000 is a good place to start preparing your launch for your game. If you have something less than 16,000, I feel like you should be really, really careful, because you might launch a great game that just doesn't get any eyes,
The question is also, how quickly did you get those wish lists? Like, how much momentum do you have?
Oh, yeah. Can you explain that a little bit?
If you got 20,000 wish lists 5 years ago, that's not gonna matter much.
Right.
Gotta time your marketing reads correctly and try to launch while wish lists are still going up, not while wish lists have already plateaued.